All right, let's dive in. Today we are untangling the insanely dense web of secrets from Senatin Çocuklar Episode 3. We're talking hidden pasts, really dangerous choices, and two worlds that are about to slam into each other in this tiny fishing town, Sarıyer. Let's get right to it.
And man, this episode just throws you right into the deep end. We get this super heavy confession spoken over the unconscious body of Muhsin, the guy who just fell off a cliff. This one line tells you everything you need to know. There's a whole history of pain and regret here, and it's setting the stage for a secret that, believe me, connects pretty much everyone in this story.
So the whole thing kicks off with two major crises happening at the exact same time. They seem separate at first, but they immediately put this family on a collision course with total chaos. It forces them to deal with secrets they didn't even know existed.
So on one side, you've got this really intense family drama. The authorities, the gendarme, they show up right at the door. Why? Because of a custody dispute. They're there to potentially take the kids away from their mom, Arif. It's just bam, high stakes right from the get-go, and it really shows you just how fragile their peace is.
And get this, at the exact same time, there's a life-or-death emergency playing out on the cliffs. Our guy, Kamil, finds Muhsin barely hanging on and gets him to the hospital. Now this seems like a simple heroic act, right? Wrong. This is the one thing that's going to threaten to unravel his entire life. Okay, let's zero in on Kamil for a minute, because his whole storyline is a perfect example of how even the best intentions can have the worst consequences. His big heroic moment, instead of bringing peace, it just yanks him right back into this dangerous world he's been desperately trying to run from.
And what's so cool here is you can see the two sides of this guy. On the surface, Kamil is the town hero, right? The family man who's super protective, but underneath all that, there's this shadow. A man named Iskender, tied to a violent past that he can't even fully remember. It's a classic Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation.
So you gotta understand, Iskender isn't just some fake name. It's a ghost. It represents this whole history of violence and destruction that Kamil, who's got amnesia, is slowly starting to remember. And that ghost? It's threatening to take over his new life completely.
And this little side quest with the bracelets, it perfectly shows the bind Kamil is in. To do something good, getting back these bracelets that mean the world to Gano, he has to make a deal with the devil, a local gangster. He's forced to step back into that underworld, and boom, now he owes a very, very dangerous man a favor.
And this is where it all comes to a head for Kamil in this episode. He's at the police station, just trying to give a statement about the rescue, but he doesn't have his ID, so they need his fingerprint. I mean, the tension here is just thick. You can feel it. One little scan could completely erase Kamil and bring the feared Iskender roaring back into the eyes of the law. And, miraculously, the system IDs him as Kamil Uzun. But wow, what a close call. He's shaken, and honestly, so are we. Okay, let's switch gears. We're moving on to Kamil's cousin, the fisherman, Bayram. He's kind of the carefree one. While Kamil is battling all these ghosts from his past, Bayram literally fishes a brand new mystery right out of the sea. So in the middle of this crazy storm, Bayram pulls an unconscious woman out of the churning sea. He calls her Deniz Kızı, which means mermaid. And just like that, a whole new subplot is born. And it's romantic, it's mysterious, and you just know it's going to be incredibly dangerous. So, what do we know about her? Almost nothing. She has total amnesia. She's got these weird bruises on her wrists. She was just lost at sea. She's terrified that someone is following her, but she can't even remember her own name. These clues are all we have, but man, they paint a pretty terrifying picture. This woman is clearly running from something awful.
So Bayram's protective instincts just totally take over. Instead of, calling the police like a normal person, he decides the safest thing to do is hide her in this old boathouse. It comes from a good place. It's a kind choice, but it's a choice that completely isolates him and gets him tangled up in a secret that's going to spiral out of control fast.
And this right here is what makes the episode so well written. You've got these two huge secrets, Kamil's past and Bayram's mermaid, and they don't stay in their own lanes for long. Nope, they start to crash into each other, and the fallout just ripples through the entire family.
Just look at how this one day unfolds. Bayram vanishes in the morning to take care of the mermaid. By the afternoon, the family is in a full-blown panic trying to find him. Then, in the evening, Kamil gets back from his own nightmare at the police station only to walk into this new crisis. The pressure just keeps building and building until finally, at night, Bayram reappears and has to confess his unbelievable secret to his totally stunned family. See how it's all connected?
And in true dramatic fashion, this episode gives us zero clean answers. Are you kidding? Instead, it just pulls that web of secrets even tighter and leaves us hanging with a bunch of massive, nerve-wracking questions that perfectly set up what's coming next.
Okay, so this is probably the biggest, most immediate threat. We find out that Muhsin, the guy Kamil saved, lost his whole company, his whole life's work, because of, you guessed it, Iskandar. The very man Kamil saved is the one person who can look at him and say, that's the guy who ruined my life. I mean, the irony is just tragic, it's perfect.
And Bayram's secret? It's a ticking time bomb for sure. By hiding this woman, he didn't just save her life. He probably just invited whatever she was running from right into their small town. Her past is a total black hole, and that black hole is now living in their backyard.
And that's really what it all boils down to, isn't it? This episode just masterfully weaves all these secrets together, and each one is like a single thread in this incredibly fragile web. Kamil, Bayram, their whole family, they're all trapped in it now. So the big takeaway here isn't just about what happened, but what happens next. The real question is, who's going to be the one to pull on that first thread and make the whole thing collapse? Hey, if you love breaking down stories like this, make sure you follow our channel and give this video a like. We'd love to hear your theories in the comments below.